And like, I don't know why, but that was like such a turn on. Like, two dicks getting hard at the same time. Like, how could like the night get any better?
Girl, you make me go so loco, make me go crazy.
Okay, so this story time, I was on Grindr. I know Grindr is not the best app, but sometimes you actually can find, I'm not even gonna say you can find cool people on there, because the story time is clearly an example of, you know, people you don't want to find, and it's just like, what the fuck? I was on Grindr looking around. There's a lot of old, cranky men on there. There's a lot of catfishes. It's mostly just old men, especially in my area. Like, I'll just go on Grindr and I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, all these old ass dicks in my phone, like, what is going on? Anyways, I was on Grindr scrolling, and you know, when they poke you on Grindr, that thing happened. But he was like my age, so like that kind of turned me on. I was like, oh, he's my age, so like, let me text him back.
Oh Lord.
And so, you know, we're texting and I'm asking to like see his face pictures, and he's like, all of a sudden he's like, oh, just give me your Snapchat. And I'm like, so I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. So I give him my Snapchat, we add each other on Snapchat, and you know, it's going good. He sends a face picture, he's a chocolate man, and we're just going back and forth, and he's telling me how he's DL, but like he wants to hook up. And I was just like, all right, you know, like I'm just living my 21-year-old life. I'm just gonna fuck him. I invite him over like that same night. I send him my address and we meet up here. I feel like at first, my social anxiety will just not allow me to initiate anything in my body. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but like, it's just like, I can't be the first move. Like, that's why I gravitate towards men that like are like more masculine and a little bit more, you know, not rough around,
Not rough.
but just like dominant. Dominant men is what I'm attracted to. These are the type of men that take that course, that take that action, that get into it. If I were to hook up with a bussy bottom, like, do you think they would be like choking me out? Like, I don't think so. But like, I wouldn't know. He comes into my bedroom, he walks in, I like point him to my bed, I'm like, make yourself comfortable, like, you know, do what you gotta do. And he's like, okay, cool. I have my little Spotify fuck playlist going on. The lights are low, and we kind of just like chill on my bed for a minute. We're just like chilling there, we're just like hanging out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn on a movie. So I started playing a movie. I don't even know what it was, because honestly I wasn't paying attention. I was just kind of more in my head. We're sitting side by side, and he starts like grabbing on my thigh, and he's like rubbing on my thigh, and I'm just like, like, I'm just like getting so like, I'm getting turned on. Like, my dick is getting hard, like, I'm getting horny, like, it's happening, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm looking at him in his eyes, and he's like, what you wanna do? And I was like, you know, let's do it. I start removing all of my clothing. I only did have like a top on, no shorts, and I was just like in my underwear. So it was really just like a cutesy like little look, and he was loving it. But you know, I removed the rest of my clothing so he can see this ass. I removed my clothing so he can see this ass that's pretty small, but you know, it's still an ass. Like, little butts matter, and I feel like that's the statement of 2023 that needs to exist. Like, we need to talk about the small butts. I feel like all we talk about today is like BBLs and big butts and like surgeries and enhancements, but we never talk about the little people, like the little things. You guys, the little things are what matter. Anyhow, yeah, I take off my clothes, and he sees me doing that, so he starts taking off his clothes, and y'all, his dick was already hard. Like, his dick was big, like, to begin with. Like, I knew that, but like, his dick was hard, like, not like standing up hard, but like, it was hard. Like, you could tell, like, it was like, it was giving. And like, I don't know why, but that was like such a turn on. Like, two dicks getting hard at the same time. Like, how could like the night get any better? We get back on the bed. He starts touching me at the same time. So he's like stroking my dick, I'm stroking his. Like, it's a mutual thing. And I feel like for a long time in these like story times, it was never mutual. It was always one-sided. And I don't know, I feel like in the gay community, they always want you to either be a top or like they want you to be a bottom. I feel like everyone wanted me to be like, oh, you have to be a bottom. Like, you're feminine, so you have to be a bottom. Like, there's so many stereotypes, and I didn't realize like you could be versatile. You could do different things and not just put yourself in the same scenario every time you fuck. So we're going at it, you know, both of us stroking each other's dick, and you know, we start making out at that moment. So hands come off dicks, face comes to face. We're just going at it, and it's great. It's really a powerful like make out session. And this is like my first time too kissing someone like with my braces, and I always thought like, oh my god, like what if like it gets stuck or like something gets caught. Like it was totally fine though, like it was just like normal kissing. But you know, we start kissing and it's going on, and I'm just loving it. He's loving it, I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
It's just so good. And then we take like a little break, you know, you got a like little intermission. So like we stop kissing, like we look up at the movie for a minute, and you know, we're just still both hard, we're both still enjoying it, just taking it slow. Slow sex is so good. I hate like fucking fast sex, which I feel like was me in the past. It's just like these men would come over and they would just like want some quick sex, and like that wasn't cool. So, you know, we look back at the TV, we're just kind of conversating, we're going back and forth, having a nice conversation. And then suddenly, it was like going all well. I don't know where this came from, but he goes, so am I gonna be on your next YouTube story time? And I was just like my mind was blown, you guys. Like, when he said that shit to me, I was just like, wait, what? Because mind you, we had never talked about my YouTube. He never mentioned that he knew me previously. So it's just like, my mind at that moment kind of just was gagged. Like I was gagging. Like I was sitting there like, what the fuck? Like he has watched all my YouTube story times. He knows me already. Like he knows about me already. And that like, that fucked me up a little bit mentally in that moment. Cause I'm just like, what? Like I know nothing about this guy, but he knows so much about me, and like he's DL. Like I know nothing. I feel like blindsided. Like I feel crazy. And so I'm just like, wait, what? Like, and he was like, no, I'm just playing with you. But like that whole time I was just like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding? Like you knew about me this whole time? He was like, yeah, like I didn't want to like, he just didn't bring it up. And I was just like, well, you should have. Cause that's just weird. Anyways, I didn't really pay it too much mind. Maybe I should have, but you know, we still went on to do other things. So, you know, that was kind of just brushed past. We were still watching the movie, and yeah, that's when I started to suck his dick. So like, I'm watching the movie still, like he's still sitting on my bed, we're still watching the movie, and I'm just, you know, going at it, doing my Gluck Gluck 3000, Jayden Winter experience. And he knew what to expect though, because he had seen my story times. So it's just like, the fuck? Anyways, we're still going at it, we're still like fucking around, I'm still sucking his dick, and he stops me because he's like, oh, I was about to nut, like I don't want to do that. So, you know, we take little breaks here and there, and he starts stroking my dick again, and I'm just like enjoying it. And then I, you know, take him off when I'm getting too close to. Like, I love the little push and pull, or the pull and, I don't know what it's called. Like, you know when you like, I don't know what it's called. Like when you stroke but you don't come, but like you do that consistently. Like, I don't know what it's called. Somebody let me know. Somebody knows down below. I know you guys do. Anyways, we're just enjoying our time together, and he's like, well, I'm gonna, you know, fuck you. So I'm like, okay. So he does doggy style, and so we're going doggy style in the bed for a little bit, and it's good. Like, it was, you know, it was good. Like, that's just not my favorite like position, so it's like not that memorable for me. Like, but he should have known that too. Like, watching my story times, everyone knows like missionary is the position to put me in. That is where I become a whore. That is the position where I just say, fuck me. And suddenly we look up and it's like 5 in the morning. The sun is starting to come up. I'm like, oh no, like you gotta go. And he's like, he's ready to go too, because he's DL. He doesn't want anybody to see him outside my like house. So he's like, oh yeah, I gotta get ready to go. It's like, okay, I'm ready to nut. Like, I'm ready to go. And so I was like, oh, like, where are you gonna nut at? He was like, oh, I'm gonna nut on your face. Mind you, you guys, I've never had a guy like nut on my face before. So I was just like, I was kind of intrigued. Like, I kind of wanted to feel like what it would feel like. And I was just like, okay, you know what, just do it. Like, that kind of turns me on. Like, it's kind of hot. And so he's like, okay, I'm ready to nut. So like I lay back, like I put my head on the pillow, and he is like sitting over me, like stroking his dick, like getting ready to come. And I'm just like, I close my eyes because I've seen that on every porn, but like I'm not trying to get pink eye, I'm not trying to get infections. Like I said, you guys, I'm a safe fucker. It's always condoms, it's always being safe, it's always making sure everything is checked out. He nuts all over my face, and I'm just like, I feel it, like it's like flying, like it's like everywhere. And I'm just like there's so much, and I'm just like, wow, like it feels like warmth, just like warmth. You know what I'm saying? And it was just great for that second. And then suddenly it just like, you know the smell of cum, like it's just like not the best. Like it just like, I was just like ready to get it off my fucking face at that point because it's just like sticky, gooey, like, you know what, like it's just not for me. Like it's just not, it's not my moment. So I'm like, I get a quick towel. He's like, I need a towel too. So I hand him his towel. We both clean up, and I'm just looking at him crazy because I'm just like, wow, you really just did that. Like you really just nutted on my face. Like you really just painted my face. And yeah. I had some crazy hickeys too after this experience, you guys. Like he gave me some crazy hickeys on my neck. Like that is one of the things, and I think he got this from watching my story times, is he knew like I am a whore for hickeys. And so like he gave me some of the darkest hickeys on my neck, like, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like it went crazy. But yeah, it was overall good. He's just like DL, so like it's just so crazy because I told him I wasn't gonna make a story time, but I was just like, you know what, this story time is a little too crazy. And I never expose details, you guys. You guys know this. Like I really keep, it really is from my point of view. I really don't give too many specifics about the guys I'm with for that specific reason. He texted me and he was like, I'm just like really confused and I'm really not interested. I made a mistake. Next thing I know, a couple weeks go by, he's texting me again from this like burner Snapchat account, and I'm just like, hello, like what's going on? And he was just like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, what? Like he was like, I'm gonna come over right now, and I'm just like, wait, what? Like DL men are so confused and wrapped up in their own heads that they will literally choose to use you. And that's what I realized at the end of this experience, is like I was really being used, but it's like we were kind of using each other. Like I used him for one night of sex, but it's just like when you want to do it multiple times, but then you want to keep me as your secret, like that's when it becomes like you're a little weird, like it's a little red flag, and I won't be fucking with you again. You got the Jayden Winter Glock 3000 one time, and you won't be getting it again. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, oh my god, that was so crazy. Like, just telling that story, just sitting here, I'm like, fuck, like, I can't believe, like, that shit actually happened and I actually went through with it, like. Anyhow, please make sure you guys like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more videos. I do have more DL story times coming, more content like this coming. Yeah, I'm super excited to come back to YouTube. I'm gonna be more consistent this time around. I have so many plans and so many things, like so many ideas. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the support recently. And yeah, I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.